Hey Greg, got another question for you. You helped me a lot last time understand why the circuit boards need to be so big for these nice small embedded antennas that PulseLARSEN sells. But I got customers also asking me, why does it have to be on a corner or an edge? Why not just put the antenna right in the middle here? I mean, it would be perfect sometimes right in the center part of the circuit board.
Well, you're losing a lot of radiation performance if you put it in the center. You see, if it's there and surrounded by copper, you can't radiate in half of the plane. It's blocked by that ground plane. Put it on the edge, you can get radiation in all directions in comparison. As far as that corner versus the center middle of that edge.
Oh yeah, like this one I can see.
Yeah.
Very small antenna right in the center of the big long edge.
The different antennas are designed differently, and so you'll have to check each antenna itself to find out if it's designed for corner use or for center use. Very important to your actual application.
And some of them, especially like on a large board, like for this LTE antenna, right, where it's got maybe 110, 120 millimeter long board, they usually don't have a free run of space. A lot of times they'll have a connector, or they'll have like a piece of plastic protruding through for some kind of feature. So the edge is not straight; it's kind of jagged, you know, with you know, different shapes and irregularities. Does that make a difference?
It can have some small effect, but usually if you're not having anything take a large amount of the copper ground plane away, it's not going to have a really large detrimental effect on the performance. Usually it's not something to worry about unless you cut maybe into half the board or something with some sort of chip. That might become an issue.
Okay, and then last question is, sometimes I see that there's copper removed, you know, the ground planes are removed from around the edge of the component. Is that critical, or how does the customer know where to have the traces versus the ground plane? Sure,
we're going to always recommend for our antennas a certain amount of ground clearance to remove from around the antenna, and it does need that copper to be removed for proper radiation. As for that trace line, it's very important that you don't run it along the actual edge of the board. That's going to ruin some of the radiation due to unexpected radiation on that line. Make sure you keep the trace towards the center or just anywhere away from that edge.
Okay, and then I also see a couple of resistors and caps there. Well, what are those about?
Sure, these antennas often require a little bit of tuning, especially when you don't design it on the same board size as we use for our evaluation kits. We know you want as small a board as possible. So we have recommendations for inductor or capacitor, either in series or shunt, to tune it to the proper frequency. That might need to be adjusted depending on the board size.
Oh, nice. Well, thanks a lot. I'll share this information with my customers and appreciate your help.
Sure thing.